Hello and welcome to the Power of Dreams. My name is Dr. Kevin Ross Emery. I'm here at Shaman's Dream Gifts in the Fox Run Mall in Newington, New Hampshire. I'm going to be speaking a little bit about dreams today. One of the things I'm going to start with is that I actually do have a two-part DVD of my two-part class called Dream Interpretation, a tool for personal empowerment. So what I'm going to be doing is giving you just a little bit of highlights about dreams. Going to give you perhaps a few different perspectives about dreams, some things. This obviously is not a hardcore class. You know, we're not going to be creating stuff and doing dream analysis here, which I do in the class, and I teach people how to do dream analysis for themselves and for other people. But what I want to talk about tonight is the power of dreams. But first of all, every week we have a free fireside chat here at Shaman's Dream Gifts. We've traditionally been doing it on Monday, for those of you that tune in every Monday to see it live. So you can ask questions. It is going to start next week and going to be on Thursdays at 7:30 instead of Mondays at 7. I have my radio show from 6 to 7, and I will get off my radio show, turn around 3 times, click my heels, and walk out here and do the free fireside chat, or somebody else will be doing it. I don't do all the free fireside chats here, but I've been doing the majority of them lately. So again, we're at Shaman's Dream Gifts in the Fox Run Mall in Newington, New Hampshire. I do want to let you know that if you do come in this week, we have shells for 10% off. We have a beautiful collections of shells if you want to start getting ready for summer. And also our stone of the month is pyrite or fool's gold. Fool's gold was chose because the month started with April Fools. And in mid-month, we were all fools and paid our taxes. So it was a double fool month, and it was all about fool's gold. So pyrite is or fool's gold is our stone of the month. If you come in, it's stone for fool's gold or for shells. We have a wide variety, including little night lights that are plug in, and there's a shell on top of them. They are all 10% off. If you watch this and you come in and you say that you watched me here and you want to get my class on dream interpretation, you can also get 10% off of that. So if you decide to get my class, you can get it for 10% cheaper than it normally is. So just to let you know. So let's talk about the power of dreams. So first of all, I want you to understand that there are different kinds of dreams. And you want to understand about the different kinds of dreams and then the power they can have. So you have dreams that actually happen in your dream state. You can have dreams that happen in a semi-waking state. Dreams do a number of different things. And then there is the power, literally, of dreaming. Whether that's dreaming consciously of things you would like to bring into your life or manifest, or the power of dreaming at night and programming those dreams. So I've been doing dream interpretation. I've had my own private practice as a spiritual catalyst for 26 years now. I've traveled all over the US and Europe, and I have taught my dream interpretation class in all sorts of fabulous places. And the very first thing I want people to understand is, if you really want to understand the power of your dreams, at some point you really want to learn how to do dream interpretation. Because dreams speak to you in symbols. They're rarely literal. And we're going to talk about the time when they can be literal, but they rarely are literal. Most times, the dreams seem to be a little bit like Salvador Dali on acid. Oh, that's right, Salvador Dali was on acid, right? But, they're kind of disjointed, and there may be weird colors and weird people and people you don't know, and all sorts of different things that go on around dreams and dreaming. So from that perspective, your dreams are a way for messages to come to you, but to come to you in a way that you're going to remember them. You are more likely to remember them, actually, if they don't make sense. It's easy if somebody walked into your dream and said, "Excuse me, this is a warning from the emergency broadcasting system that something horrible is getting ready to happen in your life, and this is what it is. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much. You may now return to sleep." You wake up the next morning and you go, "Oh, that was kind of weird," and your day goes on. But if you get this dream, you go, there was this really disturbing, or something that really made me uncomfortable, or something, And some people seem to never remember their dreams. There are ways to remember your dreams better if you're one of those, but because you do not remember your dreams does not mean that you're not dreaming. Everybody dreams. If you don't go into the state where you're having a dream state, if you don't go into a deep enough REM for dream state, for too many days in a row, you will end up with psychoses. You'll basically become as loony as the presidential candidate. And now that's pretty scary. Okay? So you do dream, you just may not recall your dreams, but the dreams are happening. So dispel any myth of, oh, I don't dream. No, you don't remember. And there could be reasons for that as well. So I want to start with, because sometimes people come to me, they know that I do dream interpretation with my clients. They know that I teach people how to do dream interpretation so they can understand the messages that are coming to them. And I get this inevitable question, which is, what is the best dream interpretation book? Is it 1001 interpreted symbols? Is it 10,000 dreams that are ahead by the average pollywog? What is the #1 dream interpretation book that's going to be most helpful to you? I will tell you right now, you will not find it on the shelf. I will tell you right now that dream interpretation books may have 4, 5, 6 universal symbols that are going to be right more than they're wrong, and the rest of them are things that are the author's symbols. And they will probably not resemble the majority of your symbols. Dream interpretation symbology books, as far as I'm concerned, are a waste of time, a waste of resources. You really want to learn how to interpret? Then create your own dream symbology book. That's the only way you're ever going to really grab the power of your dreams. Because your dreams are speaking to you. They are trying to communicate something to you. Now, so keeping that in mind, the other thing is you want to start to identify, what kind of dream am I having? Because there are different kinds of dreams. The most common dream is I am processing my day dream. I have gone through my day. I've noticed 1,000,001 things that I didn't know I noticed. I had all sorts of things going on. I had stresses happening, things that I didn't know were going to happen, things I wasn't prepared for, things that upset me on some level I didn't understand. And so those are your processing dreams. They literally are helping you process through your day. If you remember one of those, oftentimes, if you know how to interpret it, not only will it help you process your day, but it's going to help you find the solution that you were looking for. It may give you the insight that the insight that you missed during the day because so much stuff was going on. It's that little thing that you went, something wasn't right. Something bothered me. Something was up. And whatever that was, in the dream state, you can actually allow your brain to kind of say, okay, this is what you missed. This is what you need. This is what you want to pay attention to. But all I'm doing is I'm solving a problem, or I'm releasing stress, or I'm letting things go. And those are process dreams. They may not be as heavy in symbology sometimes. Sometimes you may be dreaming that you're in a situation. Now, if your subconscious, now we have the unconscious and the subconscious. The unconscious is your connection to the greater intuitive. God, Goddess, Allah, Buddha, universe, great spirit, great pumpkin, I don't care what you call it. Okay? But there is that pathway from your subconscious into that. your unconscious into that, I'm sorry. And then there is your subconscious. And so that's the part of you that's processing everything and keeping everything going. So, you know, as that's coming up and looking for you, looking at you and giving you information, if it's trying to get you to understand some pieces that you didn't put together in your day, you may find that you relived your day and some little part of it, but instead of having the actual players that did it, all of the players that had the experience with were replaced by somebody else. Maybe it's your favorite people out of Game of Thrones, or Downton Abbey, or Doctor Who, or something, and you're suddenly going, I'm having a Dalek. My boss is being played by a Dalek. You know, I have my mother-in-law's being played by a Cyberman, and you know, and I'm kind of going, whoa. Well, those are all symbols that have a special meaning to you. And as you understand those symbols, then you can start to go, okay, so these were the things during the day that I knew on some level were going on, but I didn't know them consciously. And so now that's coming up out of my conscious to let me know I need to have a conscious awareness of some of the people, some of the things that were going on, maybe even some of the feelings I was having that I didn't realize I was having. So you're processing dreams. If they go into a heavy symbology and you remember them, I always remember that when I started my business 26 years ago, my partner was a woman named Dara Jane. And Dara Jane and I would get up every morning and go walk the beach at 6 in the morning and process each other's dreams. And she was a soap opera queen. And so I got really good that when this character showed up in a soap opera, I knew who it meant to her, so I could help her interpret her dream. You know, there was General Hospital, there was One Life to Live, there was all my children, and everything that she needed to process in her life 26 years ago came up with a soap opera character. But she could work with that. You know, and I could say to her, well, what does that person mean to you? What do they? What part of you are they? What aspect of they are you? What's going on? And so be able to give her that interpretation. So we have this strict, I'm problem solving, I am making sure that I pay attention to something that seemed to be missing in my day to pay attention to, or I'm reviewing a situation that I missed something out of that I need to get, and that's more when the symbology comes in. Now, you can also be having dreams that are connected to your past lives, where you're trying to bring something forward from a past life. As we go throughout our lives and our life, we have several past lives that come up along the way. And so as each of these come up, they can literally change what our likes are, our dislikes, what we're drawn to. I always say, you know that there's been a past life shift when suddenly the person who was all, you know, English colonial and Daughters of the Revolution and everything, and their whole house was done, and they would, you know, had a powder wig hidden in the closet. And then one day they wake up and they sell everything, and they're moving to the Southwest, and suddenly they're all Navajo Indian, and now they're all about blankets and beads and drums, and you're like, whoa, what happened to you? Well, whatever past life they needed to deal with from colonial New England, they dealt with what they were going to deal with it, they got what they were going to get out of it, and now they've moved on to a Navajo lifetime in Santa Fe. And I've watched people, and suddenly it'll be like, you know, I always wear these colors, but suddenly I was drawn to these colors. I always liked this jewelry. Now I'm drawn to that jewelry. I always like this style. Now I like that style. What happened? Well, another past life kicked in. Well, sometimes we will get things coming up from a past life because maybe they're trying to be a warning. Maybe they're trying to be an awareness that there is something that's getting ready to happen or come, you know, to us that's going to be associated with this past life. It's trying to let us know. Now, when those kind of dreams come, those kind of dreams are surreal in the fact that you're dreaming and you know you're dreaming of you, but you don't look like you. You may see a reflection of yourself, or you may suddenly feel like you're this big tall man, and in this lifetime you're this little tiny woman, you know, or vice versa. And you're doing this thing, and you're looking at something and you go, something's not right. I'm walking on cobblestones. My boots look funny. Like, I can't see my reflection, but I can see my hand, and it's not my hand, but it's my hand. And something's happening, and you can figure out that you're living in a different time in the dream, or something, or you look at somebody and go, I know that's my husband, but it's my daughter. My daughter is my husband. My husband is my... Okay, let's try some going on. Forget it. And so you're flashing back to a past life. And you're doing it in your dream state. Now, it doesn't happen just for the hell of it. There is some meaning or message of why that past life is coming up, and you may need to look at that. And you may want to work with somebody. You know, I do a lot of past life work with people. You may want to look and say, okay, obviously somebody's knocking, and it's my past life, and I need to let him in, and I need a little help. So that's another kind of dream you could be having. Now, you can also be having, I love it, because you can be having a psychic dream where you're getting psychic information, you're getting a psychic insight about somebody or someone, about yourself. You're getting something, and it's, you know, it's connected to your, you know, a sibling you have that's living halfway across the world, and you go, okay, I'm seeing glimpses of something and it's not right. There's something off. Or I'm having this really, or you might be talking to dead people in your dream, which means you're probably talking to dead people. You're just talking to them in your dream because they can come into your dream because you're, you know, in your dream you're like, oh, hey, I can talk to you here. You're dead, but that doesn't make any difference. I'm dreaming, so I can talk to you. I can listen to you. Wait a second. Didn't you get any nicer after you died? Why are you yelling at me in my dreams? Wasn't it bad enough you yelled at me before you died? Okay, so you can be doing all sorts of different kinds of psychic things in your dreaming. And again, you're going to one of those consciousness connections where you're bringing it in and you're saying, okay, there was a cross between a realism and a surrealism. But there was enough realism that I knew it wasn't completely symbologic. It wasn't a complete symbology. I wasn't solving a problem. I wasn't making myself aware of something. It was realistic, but it was now realistic, so it wasn't a reincarnation. So there's things that you can do to start to identify what kind of dream, because depending on the kind of dream, the analysis of that dream is going to be different. It's going to be giving you a different message. Now, one of the best types of psychic dreams that you can have, well, there are two that are my favorite. I go back and forth. One, because I did a lot of it as a child, which was astral travel. Sometimes you think you're dreaming, and what's really happening is your soul has left your body and you've gone somewhere. And you're observing something, or you're doing something because your consciousness has left and is out playing among the stars, playing in other realities, playing in another space, in another space, but in the same time. I did that a lot as a kid. And, you know, one of the times that I always remember was I was watching a building burn while I was fast asleep, napping. And I came back to talk about that I saw this building burning. And everybody's like, what are you making this stuff up? I was like 8. Why are you making this stuff up? You know, you were sleeping all afternoon. You didn't watch a building burn, and I described it. And the next day, a picture of the burning building, as I described it, was on the front page of the Portsmouth Herald. Which, does that still exist? Okay. A little shaky.
It's there, but whether or not people read it is a different question.
It's still there. Yeah, see, as a kid that grew up in this area, I used to deliver the Portsmouth Herald. 7 days a week. Had a paper route.
Yeah, it's Seacoast Online now.
So, anyways, so we're hearing some stuff from the crowds that you're probably picking up. But for those of you who don't know it, the Portsmouth Herald was the big local paper at the time that I was a kid. I think that it was delivered in tablets that they took a skip and they carved the letters in.
Slate tablets.
Yeah, slate tablets. Yeah, that's how it feels like. Boy, carrying those slate tablets was really tough too as a paper boy. I will get even with you all later. So anyways, but So you can be doing astral travel, where you're seeing something that's going on, and your consciousness has gone off and left enough of a string for you to travel back into your body. But that also happens in the dream state. And people will think of it as a dream, when technically it is and it isn't. It's something that happened in the dream state, and it can be considered a type of dreaming, but it really isn't dreaming as people normally think about it. So I love that. The other kind of dream I love is the psychic dream that is setting you up to have a déjà vu. Future's not in granite. But we can look that there's going to be a series of events that will happen that are fairly predictable where they're going to lead. So if I were to take this and I were to throw it with all my strength out that door, across the way, and I was to hit that glass, I would shatter it. So if I'm like this and you see me doing this, it's still a psychic prediction that I'm going to hit the shattered glass. Somebody could walk in front of it. I could hit somebody. I could hit the sign. I could be a lousy shot. I could be a weakling and not be able to throw the ball that far. But all things given, you can kind of predict that glass is going to shatter. So now what happens is that there are some things that we agree to that are so strong in our path that we came in to do, that we had soul contracts for, things that or that we wanted to be very aware of or warn ourselves about, that what will happen is we can actually, we have déjà vus, where I've been here before. Now sometimes a déjà vu can come in. Come on in, you can sit down if you'd like, or you can shop. Just duck under the cameras if you don't mind. Do you want to shop? And there you go. So a déjà vu can be a couple of different things. A déjà vu on one hand can actually mean that you had a past life there, and you're remembering that you've gone to a place you've never been before, but it feels familiar because it's triggering something. Now the other kind of déjà vu is something is getting ready to happen. Something is getting ready and it's important, or it's telling you you're in the right path, or you're taking the right set of steps, or to pay attention because something important is getting ready to be said. Well, sometimes in your dream state, you will dream into the future of something that's very likely to happen, that's very important to you, and you dream of it, and then when it happens, it hits the déjà vu button. But what you did is you had a foreshadowing, a foreknowledge of something. Now, because the future's not in granite, sometimes it doesn't happen, but it was a dream. A lot of things about dreams don't happen, or don't happen in what we think of as dreaming. So that's a different kind of dream, but it falls into the psychic dream category. So now, we have processing dreams, we have solution dreams, coming to answers in dreaming, we have past life dreams, which are very real, but you are in a different time. We have psychic dreams that can be like doing mind out of body, foreshadowing, foreknowing, déjà vu dreams, or it might be connecting or being there for somebody. It might be talking to dead people dream. They all fall into the psychic dream category. But you have those kind of dreams. And you have to know, because, sometimes a chicken wanders across the road in the middle of your past life dream, and it really was just a chicken going across the road. The brain, our mind is this huge vent, sucking hole of knowledge and information and connections and all sorts of things going. So sometimes a chicken will cross the road when you're in the middle of being a Viking crossing the ocean. And you may go, okay, disconnect. That was a bit of bad bread that I ate. For those of you who get the reference, probably just you. I don't see any recognition of, yeah. So anyways, a bit of bad bread. It was how Scrooge talked about why he was having the dreams of the ghosts.
Yeah.
That maybe they were just a bit of bad bread.
I forgot about
Gravy.
that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
So you have, so then you have the psychic dreams, but you want to know what kind of dreams you're having so you can then know what you need to do with them. Then you have something called lucid dreaming, and there's a couple of different types of lucid dreaming, where you're kind of awake and asleep. I tend to, at this point, if I have a dream that needs to tell me something, I tend to do it in a lucid dreaming thing, which I will go into the middle of my dream in my consciousness and go, stop. You're representing this, you're representing this, you're doing this. Okay, this is what you're trying to tell me. Do I got it? Thumbs up. Okay, go ahead, I'm going back. And I'll wake up remembering what the dream was there to tell me. I will walk into my dreams. Now you can also walk into other people's dreams. I do a psychic development course where I do a dream exercise, and I literally had a group of 12 people that were so connected that they went from my psychic development course to my psychic intensive weekend. And in my psychic intensive weekend, they had a group dream, and they all shared the dream. And none of them knew it till they came to talk about the dream they had. And somebody starts describing the dream, and they go, wait a second, you came up over a hill and you saw, and the other one said, a tree, there was a big tree and it looked like this. Yeah, and it had this. Well, and this was, and they all had shared in a dream. Now in this case, it was a dream that was a past life that they'd all been in. Okay? So it crossed a couple of different things. But it was kind of fun. I love dream exercises, whether it's my dream interpretation class or it's in my psychic development class. But the dreams, so you can be using the dreams, you can be doing lucid dreamings, you can be doing manifestation in your dreams. You can be doing dream programming. You fall asleep with an idea, a thought, a suggestion, and you will wake up with clarity, or you feel yourself starting to move through something that that you want to be done with. And so you can actually program your dreams to be working with your subconscious, your unconscious, and your conscious all playing together in the dream state while you're fast asleep to manifest things, change things, shift realities. That's why saying mantras or listening to certain kinds of music or putting certain kind of intentions out before you go to sleep. And you go into that sleep state. And as you do, thank you so much. Come back again sometime. We do have shoppers that come into the store in the middle of the free talk, and they're more than welcome. So in that, you can program dreams. You can have the power of dreams to shift things, shift feelings, thought processes, get answers. There is too much going on in both the world we see and the world we don't. The world we know of and the world we don't. And the dream state is the place where we can do a lot of work, a lot of manifestation. We can give ourselves a lot of extra help in moving forward in where we want to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if there's any questions. Did we have a question coming down on
He was
Periscope?
just asking where the store was and who you were, whatever. He was just asking.
Okay. Well, we're getting ready to wrap this up, but so you know, my name is Dr. Kevin Ross Emery. You can find me at mydrkevin.com. The store is Shaman's Dream Gifts here in the Newington Mall, in the Fox Run Mall in Newington, New Hampshire. Wow! And every week we do a free fireside chat, which starting next week is going to be on Thursday nights at 7:30.
He wanted to know if he should be hold questions till the end. He just asked me that.
Well, we are kind of wrapping up right now. If he does have any questions, if anybody here has any questions, you're welcome to express them now. If not, I'm going to be wrapping this up. I am here normally doing intuitive intervention sessions on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So if anybody's actually interested in coming in and having an intuitive intervention session, that's when you're most likely to find me here, but you can always call ahead.
He's got one question. He said, what kind of dream catchers are those made of that are on the wall right now?
These are and it's interesting because I'm standing in front of dream catchers. We have several kinds of dream catchers. these are made with beads and feathers and like a rawhide. We also got some brand new dream catchers in that were made by a local artist. This is actually a sun catcher. But we have some very unique, one-of-a-kind dream catchers here, again made by a local artist. Everything with dragonflies and chakra stones and all sorts of things. And you're welcome to come in. Again, Fox Run Mall, Newington, New Hampshire. I want to thank you very much for coming. And I look forward to seeing you next week. If you want to replay this, or you want to see this, or you want to share it with somebody, Periscope only lasts for like 24 hours. But we do have another taping of it, and it will be on facebook.com/MyDrKevin. We'll have it on my YouTube, My Dr. Kevin. We will also have it on Shaman Dream Gifts YouTube channel. Shaman's Dream Gifts YouTube channel. We'll have a copy of this if you want to share it with somebody, or you want to look at some of the past ones we've done. We've done ones on intro to mediumship, intro to channeling, fear, a spiritual perspective, sexuality, spirituality, and love. I can't even think of all the different topics we've done at this point. Those are just a few that came to the top of my head. You can find them all at the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Namaste, and have a good night.